Hello and welcome to today's problem. Today we're going to be doing 408 valid word abbreviation. So just to look at this problem, a string can be abbreviated by replacing any number of non-adjacent non-empty substrings with their lengths, and the length should not have leading zeros. So for example, we have a string here which could be abbreviated to S10N, and that's a valid one because we're going to keep on moving forward for this one. This is all 10 characters and it'll prove this, so this is going to work. Same thing for this one, sub, and 4. These represents these 4 digits over here. Same thing with the 4 here, TION. Okay, that makes sense. And yeah, I see. Like you can substitute it for everything over here. And not valid abbreviations. Taking a look here, not leading zeros. So we want to make sure that the strings here, 55. Well, that can't work because it has to be 55 characters. So it has to be numbers which are like combined together. Same thing with this, leading zero. That's a non-valid abbreviation, so we want to return false automatically. Okay, this makes sense, and we want to return whether or not the string matches the given abbreviation. And substring, contiguous non-empty sequence of characters within a string. Okay, that makes sense. Just a couple of things that I'm thinking about while doing this. I also want to clarify here, only lower English case English letters, only lowercase English letters and digit here, and all of the digits will fit within a 32-bit integer. Okay, that makes sense. An idea which I'm thinking of right now is that we have, let's see, these characters over here. So what I'm thinking of is we can have 2 pointers, like a I and then J. We can initialize them to equal 0 and 0, right? And then from here, what we can do is I will represent the number of the index of where we are in the current word, right? So we have like the abbreviation here, or the abbreviation and the actual word itself. So let's actually make like I the one for the word. So I is going to start off, the I pointer is going to be here, and the J pointer is going to be here. Now what's going to happen is we're going to keep iterating through, right? And, oh, sorry, I need to add the S and the N here. What we're going to do is we're going to check to see for this specific index, at index 0, we're going to see if I is equal to J. So that's going to be our case. So we want to check to see if string I is equal to the string of J, to the character at J. And if they are equal, then we want to keep moving the pointers forward. Now, in the case where J is equal to a specific number, we're going to want to figure out what that number is. So we want to see like if a number encountered, we want to check to see whether we want to figure out what the full number is, and we also want to see if that number encountered is a 0, then we want to automatically return false because that's not a valid case. And then if it's not a 0, then we want to keep iterating through until we encounter one where it's like a letter again, right? So we want to see keep iterating through until letter. Now for this one, once we eventually figure out where it ends here, so we eventually figure out that it's going to be the character 10, we want to convert this to a string, or like an integer, I mean. So once we convert it to an integer, we can go ahead and increment the I pointer by that amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from here, what we want to do is we want to move this pointer forward here at the N, and then this pointer forward here at the I, and then check to see the comparison again. Case 1, determine whether or not it's a matching, and then like at the very end, if both I and J have reached the end of the lengths of what the abbreviation and the string is, then we can return our final result. So the time complexity of this solution is going to be O of m plus n, where m is the number of characters in Word and n is the number of characters in the abbreviation. And the space complexity of this one is going to be O of 1 because we're not actually going to be storing anything, like any sort of like input of the parameters that were given as in the space. So because we're just going to be iterating it through with pointers. So if that kind of makes sense, I'll begin implementing it now. We'll go ahead and start creating this. So we want to set like initialize our pointers. I and J is equal to 0 and then 0. Next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to iterate through for like while I is less than the length of word and J is less than the length of abbreviation. We're going to want to first check to see if the specific character, or like if s of I is equal to s of j. So if s of I is equal to s of j, then we want to keep continuing forward pretty much, because or we want to like increment the pointers forward. So I plus equals 1, j plus equals 1, and then we want to do a continue. Otherwise, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to see whether or not a number is encountered for the character j over here. So because we're at let's go to the scenario where it's equal to j. Elif s of j dot is numeric. So if the character at s of j is a numeric value, then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to figure out like what kind, like how big of a number it is. So it's going to be let's say like going to be like our current number, and we'll have that equal to s of j, and then we're going to want to loop through and iterate for c in let's see, while sj dot is numeric. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to set the current number is going to be equal to, we want to have this be equal to the integer equivalent actually of s of j. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to see whether or not the current number, we're going to want to append this to our current number. So we can do that by doing int, or like s of j times 10, because we're just adding another digit to it, plus the integer equivalent of whatever sj's pointer is. So we want to do this while sj is numeric. We want to do we want to increment this I plus equals we'll set this to I plus equals, or like j, sorry, we want to set the j plus equals 1, and we want to do this until it's until it's finished pretty much. So just a final thought about this. We want the current number, actually we want to increment the pointer first here. So we want to increment the pointer first because as we're starting off like at 10, it's going to check to see, oh yeah, well it is a numeric, right? So then we want to initialize the current number and have that equal to its equivalent value right now. Oh, actually we can just set this to 0. Yeah, we'll set this to 0 at the beginning, and then what we'll do is we'll multiply like 0 by 10, which is going to be just equal to nothing, and then we're just going to add the integer equivalent to that as a final value. So we can just do this. So while it's numeric, we want to create that as a current number, and then after that's happened, after it's iterated through and it's figured out everything, what's going to happen is it's going to keep moving here, and this is not going to be a numeric any longer, so it's just going to leave the pointer at here. And what we're going to want to do now is we're going to want to increment the I pointer by j amount. So I is going to be plus equal to the current number over here. Now that's going to happen, and we also want to do a check to see if the number is a 0 in the first place. So if sj is equal to 0, then we're going to automatically just want to return false, because in that case it won't actually be able to work. So yeah, like this should only happen if it's a valid number, and then it's going to increment it by that amount, and then we're going to have a check to see at the very end of this, we want to see if if I is equal to the length of word minus 1, and j is equal to the length of abbreviation minus 1, we'll actually want to return true, because that means it's actually reached the end and it is a valid abbreviation. So let's actually go ahead and just run this through again one more time with our example. We'll have substitution over here, and we'll have the I and the j pointer over here. We'll start off at the very beginning here. I'm going to want to check to see I is equal to s and s is equal to s. This will trigger, move the pointers forward by 1, and continue. Now we hit this. J is a numeric, so we're going to want to keep iterating forward. It's not a 0, so we're going to keep moving. And then we're going to check while s of j is numeric, we're going to want to keep on moving, and we're going to have our cur number equal to 10. So cur number equal 10. At this point, we're gonna want to add 10, or sorry, we're gonna want to add 10 to the I pointer. So because it's currently at 0 and 1, this is going to end up at index 11. So we'll go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's going to be n over here. It's going to finish this current iteration because we're going to add the I plus equals number. And then we're going to end up at here where we're going to do one final check. It's going to continue. And now this condition is going to be fulfilled. So then we return this as our final result. Let's go ahead and run this now. Oh, yeah. Okay, my mistake. We want to check to see what it's actually referencing. We want to do word. We want to check to see if word I is equal to the abbreviation at j. Similarly, if we want to do abbreviation at j, and if the abbreviation at j is equal to 0, abbreviation to j, and then we want to do abbreviation at j times equals 10. Run this again. That was kind of a big mistake. Oh, here, one more. Oh, okay. So we're coming across an error here. You can only concatenate a string to stir. Oh, so we string it into a stir. So for some reason this is coming off as this is turning into a string. While abbreviation j is numeric. Oh, we want to add the cur number times 10, not the abbreviation of j. If we run this again, oh, we also want to come up like if it doesn't fulfill any of these conditions, then we want to just return false because that means like the characters aren't equal to each other. So we want to just do this. Okay, so coming across some issues here. Take a look. It's coming up as false every single time. Okay, well actually maybe we'll change the logic about this a little bit. If not, word I, if they're not equal to each other, that's when we're going to want to return false. Otherwise, we just want to keep going. Yeah, so if not, and then otherwise we want to just do I plus equals 1. Else I plus equals 1. And then j plus equals 1. Yeah. Okay, let me think about this. Convert this back to its original form. Word I, abbreviation of j. Let's run this through line by line. If I equals, we start off at both 0, 0. If I is less than the length of while this happens and while this. See if not. I plus equals 1. If word, want to continue. Otherwise, want to check if it's 0, we want to return false. Otherwise, we have a cur number, and we do while abbreviation date is numeric. Let's think about this. Not valid abbreviations, leading zeros. Oh. If it is a letter, let's actually print out what current number is before we do this. Yeah, so it's gonna do 12, and this is 4. So this logic is happening correctly. Oh, you want to return, because it's 4n. Yeah, well, this is true. It's supposed to not return it. So then this one is going to be. Oh wait, this is supposed to be true. So I 4n. One, two, three, four. So this is working fine. The current number conversion. Now we want to check to see I plus equals 1. We'll print out what the I and j is here. I is a 20. 1, 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We want to probably check to see whether or not this is, if I is, well, this has to be exactly equal to it. So I think it's like an off by 1 error where it's adding 1 accidentally. Because we're incrementing this. This is supposed to be 19. That's the issue. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. We want to check to see if they're actually equal to the lengths themselves, not by 1. The reason for that being, after the final iteration through, it's going to add 1 more time extra. So we actually don't need to subtract by the -1. Okay. String index out of range. While j is less than the length of abbreviation and abbreviation j is numeric. Okay, now it's accepted. That's actually some really good edge cases, which I need to think about and look out for. But yeah, like definitely to work on improving this question. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I think for the future, in terms of order to improve myself, I need to really think about where my indices are, and I will really want to check to see, like, I don't want like any sort of like index out of bounds error when I'm running through problems like this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.